Hey guys, Mr. Zern here with another vocabulary lesson. All right, so we got two terms today, and the first is component. You've been hearing me use that a lot almost from day one here in class, but just wanting to be able to get this written down and just again kind of confirm that common language we're going to have. So in App Inventor, which we're going to be working on well into the start of the second marking period, is a function or an artifact in the app that we can add in design view of App Inventor. All right, and so the common ones we've been using a lot is button. We've been using label a lot, not shown here in the picture, or text box. Those are all components. We've also gotten into some others now where we're pulling in sound, pulling in the accelerometer, and so all these little components that we can kind of drag from the drawer onto that designer screen, designer view on our screen of our computer or tablet. And then we can code with that. So there's a huge list of them: canvas, camera, label, slider, sound, horizontal arrangement, button, all of those. So those are just components. And so when I'm saying, hey, we need this component, add this component, those are what I'm referring to. All right, so that one you're pretty familiar with. The second one, probably less so, and that's iteration. And this can mean one of two things, and we kind of use it for both here. So iteration first is going to be this repeating set of instructions. So these instructions are going to repeat over and over again until one of two things. One, a specific number of times has happened. So you might say, hey, like I need the app to do this thing, or this, when I click the button, I want it to happen 4 times. And there's little loops we can set up to do that. And so, I want this set of instructions to run, until a certain number is met. And so whatever number you need, 1, 2, 7, 1,000, whatever. Or until a condition is met. And so there we get into kind of like these conditional statements and some logical operators where, hey, so until this thing happens, just keep running this set of instructions. And so for example, we could do it a couple ways. We're going to make a guessing game down the road here, and you could say, hey, a person can keep making guesses on as long as they have time on the timer. And so the guessing game, we can do a few ways or a combination, but like one person gets 10 guesses. All right, and so that might be sort of that specific number. So a person can make 10 guesses. So as long as they've got guesses left, they can just keep making guesses. And so it allows you to enter the guess, and then it tells you how many guesses you have left, and if you should guess higher or lower, and all of that. And so that's sort of that repeating set of instructions on a specific number, or until the condition is met. And so with that game, we could also do a version of it where there's a timer, and you've got 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, whatever you want to guess the secret number. And so in that sense, you keep you can enter your number, you can hit the button, it's going to tell you higher or lower, and then you can guess again while that timer is clicking down. And so until that timer reaches 0, which would be sort of the condition, you can keep guessing. So that's iteration. That's sort of the, iteration can mean that. So basically just running through a set of instructions until, for a specified number of times or until a condition is met. The other way we use it, and I talk a lot about this with our apps, is like version control, but basically iteration, like a newer version of the program here. And so with this digital doodle that you're probably working on right now, the first iteration is going to be, all right, I want it to take a picture, all right, and it stores the picture on the canvas. So there's sort of iteration 1. And then iteration 2 is, all right, now that I've got the picture there, I want to be able to draw on it, and then you code that up. And so now we've got, our second version of that, our second iteration. And then now I want to be able to change the color that I'm, drawing with on the screen. And so now you've got your third iteration. And then you're going to all right, now I'm going to be able to change the brush size, smaller or larger. And so you've got yet another iteration of the program. And then perhaps finally you're like, all right, so a person can delete their drawing by giving the tablet a shaky shake there. So, yet another iteration of the program. All right, so component, those various little, pieces that we can drop onto the app that's going to give it different functionality, or even just, buttons and labels and things like that. And then iteration, whether, repeating something a specific number of times, or until condition is met, or just simply like the new version of the program. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later, and have a good day. Goodbye.